Hello, this is going to be a video about why I hate the United States of America. First reason is US War of Independence. They had no reason to fight the British. No reason. Because Britain had 7 taxes on the Americans and they dropped it to 1, which I think the tax was on sugar. And then the Americans got in a big angry mood and signed a treaty with France, Spain and Holland to fight the British, which the British were protecting them from, and that's the whole reason why they had to pay taxes. So it's just a dickish thing to do that America did. The second reason is World War One. The Americans always say, "Oh, we were the difference in World War One," or "we were this and that." But the thing is, though, they forget that India was in the war, and if Britain needed to, then they could have just got more men from India. And that's pretty much the whole reason why India got its independence, and also because they had loads of riots in Gandhi. And the Americans forget that it was a British and French blockade of German waters, and the Russians surrendering that were the big part of that war, not the Americans sending over 4 million men. But they came so late into the war that only 500,000 got to the front line, which is makes whatever Americans say just bullshit in the First World War, which proves they had little to no impact. Next thing is World War II. They came in late, made the war in Japan, and Britain and Holland lose its Eastern Empire, which probably was a good thing, but I'm British, so I'm going to say it's a bad thing. So, and then after World War II, they gave Germany and Japan loads of money, and they gave Britain just enough to survive. They didn't have that much to do with rebuilding Britain, and all they gave to Britain was military weapons to fight the Russians in the Cold War. That's why Germany and Japan grew so quickly, and the rest of Europe was sluggish, and the rest of Asia was sluggish, because the Americans kept on pumping money into Germany and Japan, which is one of the reasons why I can't understand why the Germans hate America, because America built their country from nothing after it was destroyed after the Second World War, which is the whole reason why the Second World War started, because that's exactly what France and Britain didn't do after the First World War. We just took everything off Germany. And then the next thing is the Falklands War, where America hindered Britain beating Argentina. Didn't help at all. In fact, they hindered Britain, because there was an Argentine airbase in Argentina that they were going to send the SAS to destroy, and would have saved maybe hundreds of British lives. But because of America, that would have been like an invasion of Argentina, so they couldn't do it. And America didn't send us any weapons or anything in the Falklands, and America has never won a war by itself. It always needs help to win wars, which sort of puts a big crack in the wall of America's military power, since you always need help. And then the next thing is the US banking system, which was so ill regulated that it caused the whole of the world to go into a huge recession, which Britain was the most affected by and lost the most out of any country in the world, because of America's retarded government at the time under Bush. And then the next thing is the way that America in government and the American people have treated BP, and the way they go on about it being a British company when it's obviously an American company with a majority British shareholders, because it's got more people working for BP are American than any other country in the world, and its board's 50% British, 50% American, and it's got a Swedish chairman. So it's an American company, more so than it's a British company. So, and this whole thing with the Lockerbie bomber is just the biggest sort of bullshit ever that the American senators are saying, because I wonder how many times America has done that to other countries. Must be hundreds, if not thousands of times. And it's not, BP probably didn't have anything to do with it. They're just jumping on the bandwagon of bashing BP in Britain because of it. And they're blaming it on Britain, but it was really Scotland, and that's the other thing that's really peeing me off, is that Scotland's putting the blame onto Britain, but it was obviously Scotland that did it, and Scotland had the final decision. So instead of blaming Britain, blame Scotland, and instead of blaming Britain, blame America, because BP is American, not British. So fuck off, Americans.